What's up guys, it's McKeown back again with another video this week. To be honest with you, this is probably going to be my most favorite video that I've put out and probably the most important video for you guys to watch from start to finish. This is not going to be a step-by-step video of how to invest in real estate, whether or not it be with your FHA loan, VA loan, or conventional loan. This is not going to be a step-by-step guide to really help you whatsoever. More or less, this is going to be a video just of the last 4.5 to 5.5 years of my experience, what the most important thing when it comes to being a real estate agent or real estate investor will do for you. Now, you may be curious, what exactly is that? And let me tell you firsthand, it's relationships. So I'm gonna start off with the story that really made me want to make this video. I actually made a post on the Bigger Pockets forum, didn't get a ton of traction, so I wanted to make this video just to get out this kind of information to as many people as I possibly can. This all started a couple months back when I met an investor that was straight out of college, a young 23-year-old college graduate that had gotten a lot of money from whether it be family or an inheritance or wherever the money came from. He was anxious to put that to use when it comes to investing in real estate. Now, we had a good conversation over the phone, met him in person, showed him a couple properties, and had a good connection when it came to properties. He was just very anxious when it came to, hey, should I be buying this? Should I be buying this? We actually walked a property that was a complete gut job, and I was trying to educate him on how it made absolutely no sense to purchase this property. Then fast forwarding to the actual property we got under contract. This particular property was a mess. It smelled horribly. The bones though, however, were good. I basically educated and told him, what needed to be done. Also told him, just like I tell all of my clients, that, hey, I've got a great carpet guy, I've got a great lender, I've got a great insurance guy, I've got a great roofing company, so on and so forth. That I've really taken the last 4 to 5 years to accumulate. Because I'll tell you, the hardest thing with being a real estate investor, or the hardest thing about being someone in my position, is finding good quality individuals that will do great work, that when I refer them to clients, I don't have to worry about, hey, are they ripping them off? Hey, are they doing a horrible job? Because then that's a reflection on me. So I went ahead and gave him all of my subs, meaning the individual that's going to be replacing the carpet in his house, the individual sheetrock and paint guy that I use to really do any of the work, the daily work needed on flipping homes. I also gave him my flooring guy, and so on and so forth. I gave him any single contact that he really needed. Now, where the story really starts to turn is, it was a cash deal. It was about a 10 or 14 day close, so we closed pretty quickly. But when it came to actually signing a buyer's rep agreement, and if you don't know what a buyer's rep agreement is, it's pretty standard when you work with a real estate agent to sign some kind of exclusive agreement to say, hey, we're gonna work together. It's not something that I ever push on any clients, but it's required by my brokerage when I do go under contract to sign that agreement, basically saying, hey, I'm looking out for your best interest. Now, beyond me, this is something that real estate agents across the country are going to do. Some will sit you down early on, have you sign it. You may or may not feel comfortable signing it. Other individuals, such as myself, once I actually get you under contract, just because it's a broker's requirement, that's when I'll have you sign the buyer's rep agreement. In his case, he didn't want to sign it. Now, I've had a few clients that have elected to not sign a buyer's rep agreement. I can understand it. If another deal comes up with another agent, they want the opportunity to be able to take advantage of that deal and not be bound to one particular agent. But what hit me most, and what is the whole premise of this video, is he said he saw no value in using me as an agent. So then I just started to question. I started to question whether or not the knowledge that I had given him meant anything, any of the subs or any of the help that I had given him to hopefully help him flip that house. Maybe it means nothing to him. And then I started to think, what if I didn't have any relationships in this business? So to give you guys some backstory here, and I'll make it short and sweet, I got into real estate investing in 2016 prior to even being an agent, and the first thing I did was network on Bigger Pockets, meet people at local real estate investment meetups. I'd ask people to go get coffee, just network as much as I possibly could. I met some great people, and I met some complete jerks, to be honest with you, but the individuals that were great to me, I'm still friends with now, and the individuals that, were not necessarily as nice as I thought they may be, those are the individuals that I don't have in my life anymore. So to fast forward another year, I wound up actually meeting my best friend, where I'm actually filming all of my videos at, and he is the go-to lender that I use in my local market. My insurance guy's another great friend. One of my best friends is actually an individual that works for the title company I use, and 3 of the actual agents on my team are all past clients that have turned into great friends. To even go deeper than that, the individual videographer behind this screen was a relationship that was built off my prior videographer. And even the editor that I'm using for all of my videos is now a colleague and a good friend of the individual videographer I use now. Again, all of these are relationships that I have built over the last 4 or 5 years that have allowed me to build my business from basically nothing to being a very successful real estate agent in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. So to go back to that story, the individual has closed on the property. I know he's in the midst of working on the property and eventually going to turn it into a rental property. I know the individual investor here, again, a young, fresh investor, is in the midst of remodeling that home. I've reached out a couple times just to check in, but I'm not going to be investing a ton of my time in him when it comes to him not valuing the relationship that I've built. I can say with absolute certainty, guys, there's no better value as an individual business owner, as a real estate investor, or as a real estate agent than creating relationships, and not just creating relationships, but creating lasting relationships. Now to flip over to my actual real estate company. My actual real estate company has 3 agents, as I mentioned, that are past clients. My actual business manager is a former friend that I brought into the office and said it would be a perfect job for her. She wound up leaving her job and she's been with me for almost a year now. To move on beyond that though, all of the people that I help locally in my market, I would say probably 70 to 80% of them I actually retain, and I turn them into not just clients, but I turn them into lasting relationships or friends that I continue to keep up with. I even wind up going to some of their weddings. I wind up going out with them from time to time. And to me, a majority of my friends and the friends that I've gained in the last 4 years since I moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area have all been in some way around real estate. So why did I make this video? I didn't make this video out of frustration. I didn't make it pissed off at the individual not wanting to continue to work with me. Honestly, it was a smaller transaction, and it's probably gonna be just a one deal transaction. I've had other people I've done 4, 5, maybe 6 transactions with, and again, that goes back to just lasting relationships and good friendships that I built. This may just be a one-time deal with this individual investor, especially because he doesn't value the relationship and the amount of work and effort that I put forth into him. But to give you guys a little bit more from that, if you are a new investor, if you're looking to start your own business, if you're looking to just get motivated and get out there, even if it's simply at a gym trying to get in shape, you need to network. You need to network to the point where you build your sphere. You build your sphere, you build your friendships, your business inherently will grow. So again, guys, relationships are key. Relationships single-handedly are probably one of the biggest attributes to why I've been successful in real estate. And not just real estate, but also real estate investing. So to give you guys also a little bit of a piggyback here when it comes to the real estate deals that I've had. The first purchase that I made was a duplex, off market, from Facebook. Because I had a connection with that agent, I was able to purchase the property. My second one, again, another agent relationship. It was on the market but had just come back on the market after failing. I swooped it up, remodeled it after 2 years, rented it for about 18 months, and that's the video that I've made showing over $150,000 in profit. Now my next investment, my fourplex, again, a relationship, someone that reached out to me on BiggerPockets. I met with him. He talked about selling his fourplex, but at the end of the day, it made sense for me to purchase it, so I wound up purchasing a fourplex from an individual off BiggerPockets who really wanted to sell it, but instead I bought it. And the last 2 investments that I've had have been single family rentals. One was a complete gut job. The other one that I'm closing up here shortly will need some work, but not a ton of work. Both of those were actually from agents that reached out to me saying, hey, I've got a seller that has a sibling that passed away. Can you help them sell it? I met with them. It was too much really for them to really work on. So I purchased it, remodeled it, and now it's rented out. And the last one that I have, another single family rental, was an agent friend of mine reaching out saying, hey, I've got this house for $230,000, $250,000. Would you like to purchase it? Otherwise, I'm gonna sell it to one of my investors. I took a look at it, it made sense, and I'm going to purchase it. So again, guys, relationships are everything. Put all your time and effort into meeting people, networking with people, and building an actual relationship rather than just meeting someone and saying, hey, it's nice to meet you, I'll see you later. Because at the end of the day, a majority of my investments, a majority of the individuals that work for me and help build my company, as well as a lot of the business that I generate myself on the company end, is all from relationships. So if I have any last words of advice, again, guys, this video is key. Get out there, make some relationships, meet some new people, and dive into people's lives. Give them value, because if you give them value, they're going to return it to you. Or most of the time they'll return it to you. So once again, guys, I really appreciate all of you, especially the ones that watch from the start to finish. If you can make sure to like and subscribe, it really does help, and stay tuned for the next video.